talk about maybe some topics in the speaking part 2. So now let's get started. First, uh, let's talk about natural talent that you have and you want to improve and what you want to improve. So now I'm gonna talk about swimming ability, especially butterfly swimming skill that I have potential when I was a kid and I want to improve and make progress about it. Um, get more details. Well, I was taught to swim at pretty early age by my parents, so I would say that I have had a big fascination with swimming when I was just about 4 to 5 years old, and frequently also and since then, when maybe more than 10 years, I have had a frequent exposure to sport programs, and I also spend more times on swimming, go to the nearby lake to swim with my peers instead of playing other sports like badminton, soccer, or hide and seek. I would say that I learned it so hard, but the important thing is that I was inspired by Ánh Viên, a famous and well-known swimming athlete in Vietnam. She had got and won a lot of prize both in national and international competitions. And yeah, I used to have a dream that when I grow up I can become another Ánh Viên. Yeah, and I learned swimming so hard. I would say that in the past I often spend even 6 to 7 days a week to go to the nearby swimming pool and swim swam with my friends. However, at present, I have to stay more focused on my studying, so I just spend about 2 to 3 days a week swimming. So in conclusion, I would say that swimming is not about my preference, but also a very healthy and sporty habit for me. Next, describe an interesting thing that you found out through social media. Yeah, so now I'm gonna talk about an interesting and amusing thing that I came across through the social media platforms, and I would say that it is definitely the sign language, which impressed me a lot when I was just saw it for the first time. And I would say that because of the big fascination for sign language that makes me become a volunteer of disabled children group. Well, in the details, about a year ago when I was lying on the bed and scrolling the videos on YouTube, I accidentally came across a video about a person who is instructing others to switch from the simple alphabet words to the hand signals. And when I saw his gesture, I felt, his activity was so interesting and I want to learn. And after reading up on through the YouTube, I know that, it's about sign language. And since then, I started learning sign language. And yeah, I would say that it was much more hard than I expected. And yeah, it took me more than 3 months to know and remember all the words by sign language. But however, I would say that it was so rewarding. So in conclusions, thanks to this interesting thing, I can know that I can communicate or have a very interesting interaction with people who is disabled and disadvantaged. Next, describe a view you would like to visit and why. Yeah, so now I'm gonna talk about a building, maybe a skyscraper that I enjoyed and I desire to visit once. Well, I would say that it's definitely landmark 81 in Ho Chi Minh City that I have a big desire to go to this place and visit inside. Well, specifically, I would say that I was first saw about it through the program on the VTV1, through the outstanding sands in Vietnam. Yeah, and in the moment that I saw the landmark 81, that I have a big impression with it. Not only because of its tallness, but also because of its interesting shape. I would say that it have a floor. It have floor which have a very oval uh, oval balcony that make it very interesting. And not only that, there's assumption that you can get the service and the dishes out of expectation when you went into the 81th floor. Yeah, and it also the reason that I want to go this way. Another one is that people often say that when you come into the highest floor, which was the 81th floor, you can watch or you can enjoy the whole Ho Chi Minh City in your eyes. It can create a very outstanding preference. So, in conclusion, I would say that if I got a chance, I very want to go to this place once and try whether or not the dishes is rewarding. Yeah. Next topic. Describe first time that you communicated foreign language and how you felt about it. So now I'm gonna talk about the first time that I interacted by foreign language and about my feelings. Well, I'd say that it was a trip to Ha Long Bay with my class that gave me a chance to firstly communicate with foreign people. And I would say that this experience was very memorable and unforgettable. In going to the details, and this time we had just finished our semesters of school, so our parents decided to organize a trip to Ha Long Bay to our class, which is very interesting and happy. And we and in the morning we decided to go to Quảng Ninh Museums, which is maybe a pretty tourist attraction of Ha Long Bay. And in this place they exhibit many objects related to very much art fields, such as animals, wildlife, or even musical instruments, which, yeah, I would say that I was very strongly impressed about these objects. And yeah, after going around, we had 10 minutes to free to go into the highest floor or to go whatever we want. And yeah, I went with my group of friends, but when we were enjoying the wildlife exhibitions, suddenly there's a spouse who, as well, I guess they were British people. They asked me for direction to the main hall, and because I knew what the main hall where was the main hall's location, so I also want to give them direction. But because this is the first time that I communicate with foreign language, I have a bit shy. But thanks to my friends' encouragement, I was enough brave and instruct them how to go to display. And yeah, it was so successful. A success was out of my expectation, and after that they also understand what I was saying, and they also give me a compliment about my accent. So in conclusion, I would say that this direction of mine was maybe not good, but make me feel more confident. Next, describe a time when you accidentally broke something. Yeah, so now I'm gonna talk about a time when I broke the bowl, which was maybe pretty important for me. Well, specifically at that time, I was presented a bowl in my 15th birthday party by my best friends. Yeah, and because this bowl have shape which makes me feel very interest and amazed. So I would say it plays a very significant role in my life. I often use it for eating yogurt with fruit, or sometimes I use it to eating in the main meals. However, one day it broke. I say that in this day, my parents invited some people of theirs to go to my house to eat, and when I'm taking some bowls to taking it into the dish into the eating table, I suddenly have there suddenly a rock in front of my face, and when I realized, oh my god, I failed, and my bowl was totally broken. At that time, I felt like, oh no, I was totally broken it. I felt very regretful, and I have a big apologize from not only myself but also for my best friend. So after this, although I was very regretful, I still have a lesson for me that I have to, as I always have to see you around so that I can check and ensure that myself is safe enough to go ahead. So that's all about my speaking presentation. Thanks for listening.